or just crouch under grab or Zair, something not a lot of characters can do successfully.
Don't believe you can crouch underneath Luigi's. I believe it's too. I think it's a little bit too low.
Is it?
I believe it, like Luigi's grab, because he kind of like crouch. Like Luigi isn't necessarily like a tall character.
Because I've crouched under it with Snake, but that might have also been specific space.
Could have been specific space. I don't believe on startup at least you can. Because every like tether grabs have like a bigger hitbox. Nope. But we're gonna go to PS2, which is definitely a good stage for both these characters. Well, I mean. We can see why. You get a low ceiling, which is great for those Luigi combos. But Wii Fit, on the other hand, does like the space that you get, and those low ceilings do help those areas such as up smash. Because up smash, the third strongest up smash in this game, outside of Hero Crit up smash and Max or Lucario up smash. So slightly strong.
Just a tad, just a tad. Combo routes from Spickles have been absolutely insane. Unfortunately, going a little bit too deep. No, just managing to find the way back. And I love the use of Zair here. Not only is it just using it in the traditional Luigi situations, right, to control the pace of neutral, but also using it on reactive, to cover soccer ball without active hitboxing.
Yeah, and that was so good from Spickles in that kind of situation. Not try to overextend. You do force Wuki in a weird situation where they have to either pray that you don't edge guard them or that they go high. And either way, you can probably react to what Wii Fit's doing there. That move is surprisingly just big. Like, its hitbox lasts for a while, and you don't think it gets you as fast as it does.
Especially, like, there's a slight disjoint on the end, and it's so weird to react to it. If you're even a little bit early, you won't line up this Howard bump and instead die. I love the space Spickles is trying to cover, right? Willing to reset a situation in a 50-50, but great DI from Wuki combined with Wii Fit's tall and skinny hitbox shifting out just outside the sweet spot of that super jump punch.
Yeah, and this is one of the harder things about Wii Fit. Wii Fit's known for their ability to... Oh, that's dead.
Yeah.
Wii Fit's known for their ability to, camp the ledge. At the end of the day, camping ledge is still disadvantage.
Yeah.
And if you have tools to deal with it, Luigi having one of the better ones with a lingering Zair hitbox.
Yep. That Zair is so active, and as we both talked about before, right? That the fact that soccer ball doesn't exactly have higher priority to get hit back.
If any hitbox hits it, it trades priority.
Yep.
It trades the properties of it.
So you gotta be ready for that. You gotta have something lasting, but soccer ball, when you get that Zair in the mid to close range, you're still in end lag from the header by the time it bounces back to you.
And we're gonna go to Smash Roll. So overall, this stage is smaller, but its main benefit here for Wii Fit over Luigi is that it has a high ceiling, which can help a lot avoid those 0-to-death combos or make them, last a little weirder. But the lingering hitboxes from Luigi makes it so header just kind of becomes an almost unviable option in this matchup.
I was going to say as well, I know that this tall center plat is great for Wii Fit to kind of set up chop underneath. Also allows you to kind of find certain air reset situations, put Luigi in a lot of awkward ones himself because it will disrupt some of his upper strings. So there is also some great disruption potential from that platform for Wuki, but unfortunately nothing disrupts that up especially.
Yeah, especially because Nair is a rather safe move. It's -5, -4, and so most characters you can typically do things like air dodge or spot dodge before, but against Luigi, that up is way too fast, and you already stalled a little bit because you're still, you use Nair quite a bit. That is one of Wii Fit's main tools that they have. It's great. It knocks him up. You usually will get 2 hits of it, and it combos into a lot of Wii Fit's moveset. You see a header cancel right there. Nothing from it. Just gonna give pressure though.
I think sometimes pressure is all you need, right? Making a character or making your opponent uncomfortable, especially when they're floaty and they don't have the greatest movement speed like Luigi. Right? If you force them to make a mistake on their movement, then you have so much more of an opening to punish it than you do against a character like Spickles.
Yeah, and we can see where they're trying to use the reverse hit of Fair. Fair is -2 on the back, or it's -2 overall on most of the move, but especially on that back hit, it is -2. And unfortunately, trying to do an action immediately after, and Luigi does have some decent out of shield options. So being able to punish that, that's not going to spike. Yeah. Fun fact about that move, Jab 2 has a higher trip chance, meaning that it does not, it's more likely not to bury. I don't like this. You're going for a little bit of a style there, but it's not optimal. You don't really get anything. You're just giving up stage advantage there.
I like the route though, back to stage, the high drift, fade back act to bait out the swing into the ability to then just get off ledge for free. Really betting on your own precision of your spacing. Doing it again there to avoid the down air, but Cyclone going to catch you. And while Wuki has been able to kind of get past the ledge, Ed, we're seeing Spickles do a fantastic job of making sure Wuki keeps those feet off the ground.
That was such a good setup right there. You got stuck in a little bit of hit stun just due to the fireball. And this, what was that?
It was double down tilt into the hurt box shift and jostle, which is the mechanic that doesn't let you run through each other, pushing him off ledge into the combo.
And we're gonna see the back hit of Wii Fit. F2 come in. Somehow missing there. That was so much shield pressure. Wii Fit just had to take all of that. You don't have any out of shield options that punish that.
Your safest out of shield option is up special at frame 4, but that hitbox is
you're not using up B out of shield. Yeah. It's realistically not a good option because you have so much end lag just from it.
I was gonna say fastest option and good option.
Oh, that's dead.
Different things.
No, that's even stock.
And F in the down smash, finding the reverse hit too. Not only was the super jump punch missed, but then the crouch afterwards and the continued drift in. Spickles might have been able to survive if you drifted back towards center and then DI'd it to try and get hit by the front hit, but full drifting towards ledge.
Especially with both. That is true, but also the charge on Wii Fit down smash definitely could have just straight up killed on the other side because that move is strong and the angle to the send that is absolutely garbage.
That move sends it at an absurd angle, which kind of offsets. It's not the best frame data in the world, but now heading back over to Hollow Bastion now for game number 3, and this stage, a lot like Smashville, but this is Spickles counter pick instead of Wuki. So tell me a little bit about what makes these stages so different.
So this stage it's the same size as like FD. It's literally the same exact stage as FD, just with the platform. Same like stage size as Battlefield, small Battlefield, and Kalos. Like fun fact, Kalos is not an overall big stage. Like the actual physical stage part of it is not that big. However, the ceiling's low, which is, like I said, it's the same exact thing as FD, just with the platform. But for Wii Fit, the main benefit of this stage is you get a lot off the platform being lower, which is huge because you can do throw combos which can extend into like down throw header at 0 as a tech chase option, and it does 50%. That was a really good B reverse.
I was gonna say that was absolutely gorgeous little piece of tricky movement there to close it out. You also mentioned the low height of the platform. Don't you also get landing nair extensions at a certain point into tech chase scenarios?
Oh, you get landing nair no matter the stage.
Well, I'm saying, but you get like
tech chase options. Yeah, and the lowest ceiling means that you can kind of just kill someone at 30 if they make a bad decision on the platform. That was an extension.
I like the attempt to go for it with the lead because if you hit that, they might just die. Like you have rate, but instead you're gonna be the one that overextension just couldn't quite regain the footing, and Spickles managing to close up the stock count.
You do not want to get grabbed here because you are a little bit of a fast faller, so those combos are going to be a bit trouble to actually deal with.
That is the downside of the lower platform, right? Whereas Wii Fit can angle that header very easily under Smashville blast, Hollow Bastion not so much, which gives Luigi a little bit of a safe lane to approach it.
Yep. And we're seeing a bit of this back air. We're seeing a lot of back air out of shield. You cannot be scared there. We're seeing a lot of this back air out of shield from Wii Fit, because that is Wii Fit's primary out of shield option due to the fact that it's frame 5, frame 8 out of shield. So slightly good, but it's we believe Wii Fit's fastest option. That could just be the stock. It should just be the stock.
It could be,
no,
but
gonna
the
go for
DI
bear.
out was
Yeah.
Yeah, if you DI in there, as you mentioned, right, that just leads into super jump punch or cyclone and kills you.
Well, speaking of cyclone, no, not gonna take it there.
Not gonna find it there. Once again, right, just the DI out and the positioning was good, but finally gonna catch you on the DI mix-up, and unfortunately, Wuki's time here in game number 2 on Hollow, or 3 on Hollow Bastion might be running to a close. That's a lot of damage unanswered, yeah.
Deep breathing is going to be running out soon. Wii Fit in general does not have a kill throw, but especially without deep breathing, you're just kind of messed up there. That's so much pressure to just allow himself to get back onto stage. Good F kill, frame 6. Always just a fast option to use, especially with deep breathing.
And not just it's not a horizontal option you can kind of just jump over and try and tomahawk them for, because that reverse hitbox, right, sending straight up.
We're seeing a bit of this ledge camping right now, which it's showing right now why that Zair lingering for so long is such a problem. You at some point got to give it up because you're just getting consistently pressured. And what happens when you start taking so much damage because header does like that should be it. Yeah, header does like 10% on its own, like granted like with the weakest hitback, and you keep getting hit by not only Zair but the header on the soccer ball.
And one of the things that I'm noticing about Wuki's gameplay choices here is that while we are seeing pressure, like we're seeing them find pressure scenarios, rack up huge amounts of damage and find stocks off just a couple interactions, because that's off those projectiles, that's off deep breathing. We're not really seeing Wuki manage to push Spickles into the corner very often, right? Not being able to push Luigi off stage and utilize the plethora of spike options that Wii Fit has to try and actually line you up.
Yeah.
And find these early stocks.
We are going to go back to PS2, which you talked about how big the stage is, where it is going to be beneficial for Wii Fit. It does have a low ceiling, but I would say overall probably a better pick than Small Battlefield. Of course, we don't know the bans, so all we know Small Battlefield could have straight up been banned.
I was going to say, Small Battlefield probably was banned as well, right? We probably saw Nashville probably banned after the way we kind of really took over that last set, or that last game to utilizing it. Now just forced to go back to ledge, and Spickles carrying the right hitbox this time, so not going to take too much. Here, keep Wuki in the corner, keep taxing these resources, and just try to run out the deep breathing run.
That was a really good attempt to reverse edge guard. However, they're going to use a downward angle. We're going to get Sour Spot. However, that is not Sour Spot there. That's going to take the stock right now, giving yourself a nice lead.
I love the high dare to pressure Spickles to delay his shield drop to then find the falling there combo starter. That was some really creative opening creation from Wuki, and that's the type of creativity we're going to need to see if they want to force a game 5 here and potentially get the set.
This is so much pressure. You got to get out of that corner, yeah. You must have to take a Sour Spot just to reset the situation and deal with the constant bear spam on that shield.
Yeah, dash attack 2, now that we're seeing Spickles start to implement it, is such an active hitbox, whereas you can kind of, if you angle it perfectly, header underneath there, you can't get away from that dash attack.
And canceling the, that shouldn't take, oh, yeah.
That was kind of a little bit of a disgusting scrap, right? Canceling out of the deep breathing, trying to throw a salute the sun into a cyclone.
Good pivot grab. Weaver's pivot grab is massive. Yep. It is big, and
well, compared to her normal grab.
Well, in general, it's a really just decent sized pivot grab. Also, so you keep talking about these dares. There's a different. I feel like at this point we're getting to the point where they're not as creative, and they are what I'd like to call a mid-level dare, which is when you just immediately dare when you're in disadvantage, or when you just directly above somebody. Because realistically, you're not catching most of the time, and it's a panic dare. It's mostly for pressure, and you get punished more than not. And you have to get out of the shield. That bear with bad DI will take it. 100%.
Yeah. And that, too, though, right, kind of is catching in some of the conditioning off of that mid-level there, as you're calling it, right?
Oh, saying, this is stock.
You keep jumping on me. No.
He got hit by the aerial version.
Yeah, he got hit by the aerial version because he got pushed off the stage. So, evidently, it counts. That was very strange, but interaction overall, finding the reverse hitbox, again, resetting. And yeah, Wuki is doing the dares again. Where I thought they were creative was the couple times they've been thrown out in neutral to then be able to find another landing off them after.
I mean, those original ones that he was using just to get between the two platforms, not bad, but we're starting to see a reliance on it as just to land, like right there. You're getting punished for landing with a dare, which is not Wii Fit's fastest or like safest move. So you're just gonna get punished for it. And we're seeing quite a bit of these frame one down beats coming out from Spickles here because it's a good move to get out of Wii Fit's disadvantage.
I was gonna say as well, like those down airs that we're talking about, also kind of demonstrate a lack of confidence on your precision. Not gonna find the down air to reset the situation, and the back air finally gonna.
Nope.
No. Wow.
Wii Fit good, but that actually straight up may kill off the fact that you should just take this edge guard for free. But you got no jump though. The lack of you always shot the ledge and you had no jump, so the miss ended up killing you because you couldn't cancel your momentum.
That's just unfortunate, Nick. what I was going to say back about the down air and just was that it also kind of belies this lack of confidence in your own precision, because as we've had other landing options, things like reverse hitbox or forward air, for example, are a lot harder to land consistently than down air is. And so if you're playing nervous or just in any way you aren't quite as confident in nailing those hitboxes, you're just gonna lean on down air more because it's easy landing.
Yeah. But I believe we're probably going to see a small level 4 pick here. No! Leaving FD open is a bold choice.
Especially against Luigi.
Weefit definitely benefits from those platforms in this matchup because as Weefit, you struggle to land a lot. And you can use those platforms for mix-ups. And you're talking about the ability to kind of just use it to shark a little bit. That's great for Weefit, especially in a matchup like this. Straight in there, but you're... Okay, so there are a lot of extensions off that nair, but we're seeing Wuki just choosing to go for Bear, which is, it's a decent move, but it's decent, like, confirmed. However, you do risk the chance of it just not missing or sour spotting, because most of the time it will sour spot. And this is what I'm talking about, giving up the ledge. Giving up the ledge for that. You're giving up stage advantage just to go for those moves, and you can still charge your things at ledge, and you can use it quite a bit to bait out options. Like, if they try to, you can cancel charge. Canceling sun charge is rather easy. That's it. Canceling sun charge is really easy.
Speaking of great pivot grabs, though, that was a fantastic one from Spickles to answer back for Wuki earlier and close out the stock. We're starting to see that reliance on Dare once again, and Spickles is just dashing back and letting the visa happen, and now starting to find grabs with, as you mentioned, right, no platform to help you land, lead to these huge damage combos.
That was a really good up tilt to cover the roll in there, because the roller is huge, and I don't know if you landed technically. Oh, you did, but you immediately went for jump, and you're now stuck in a disadvantage without a jump, having to deal with that Zare.
Yeah, that can be really difficult for Weefit, as you talked about before, Nick. And the pressure from this Luigi, there's been no escaping this grab, there's been no escaping this Zare. Wuki just hasn't been able to play confident and maintain advantage states to the ledge, and then it's so hard, even though, as you talked about before, right, Weefit being good at the ledge, still disadvantage, and Luigi has great tools to contest you, though.
Yeah, and you missed the stun there, so this is kind of bad. You can risk going for a grab there, however, you're just not going to. You're going to get an F-tilt, so you will take the stock, so at least you're not down 3-1. But this is scary because you're at 157 grade stun.
And then the pivot grab, as we were talking about before, gonna somehow get out of the cyclone, but the down smash, the low profile, the forward smash, Spickles pulling out all the stops right now.
Yeah, I mean, we've also seen the F smash uses quite a bit from Wuki here. This is scary. We've seen quite a bit of the We've seen quite a bit of the F smash from Wuki, and none of it has been successful, and you're getting a hard punish for it. There's a Dare landing dares.
And the attempt there to B-reverse the fireball into a chase was so cool from Spickles. It didn't quite work out because the fireball didn't land, but it would have been a conversion. Instead, gonna have to settle for a cyclone, but the higher top blast zone of Final Destination here relative to some giving Wuki at least one more chance.
So, something about Weefit, which is not shared across the other chart shots. Oh, that should be the stock, yeah. That's gonna be the, nope. It's not shared, is that Weefit's stun can go flip through the stage, which is not shared among other chart shots.
We'll see if it comes in clutch here, Nick. It might be useful to get off the ledge, but Luigi's so floaty that even
you accidentally B-reversed there.
That's so unfortunate.
And you're getting sent so far from these Zares.
Yeah, you're at 163, and Weefit, as you well know, not a heavy character at all. There is no answering these dash attacks to deal with the soccer ball right now. Once that soccer ball hits the ground, it's a perfect opportunity and just nowhere to go.
And mid-level dare. We saw the mid-level dares attempt to try to punish, but that bear from Luigi is fast, and at such a high percent, there's no escaping it no matter what you try to do. It will kill you there, and that's what just happened. We saw the overextension.